So Lil Wayne says no thanks to the Super Bowl. The legendary New Orleans MC recently told Rolling Stone that he is turning his back on the NFL with a vow to never perform at the event after being passed over for the slot in 2025. Wayne went on to say that they stole that feeling, and he says, I don't want to do it. It was perfect.
It was
that
perfect.
Love and feeling.
Okay.
He lost it. That's what he said.
Sorry, Wayne.
So here's my thing, man. Let's just throw this out here. Why was this Super Bowl so important to Wayne?
Besides the obvious?
Besides the obvious.
That it was in New Orleans.
That's it. He's not that deep.
For a team that he's not even a fan of. We're not even a team, but he's not a fan of the St. Louis, not St. Louis, the Saints.
New Orleans Saints.
New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
He's a fan of the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, it's just because it's in New Orleans and he thought that, I don't know, he's flip-flopping so much.
You don't think...
I don't know what type of drugs he's on, but...
You don't think this...
Allegedly.
You don't think this had anything to do with New Orleans plus the beef and all this other stuff, the timing and Kendrick getting the slot and him just going crazy and now it means so much? The timing of that doesn't change your thought?
No.
No, he's not thinking that deep.
I don't even think he's aware. I think Wayne lives in his own bubble.
I think we need to
of drug use and foolishness, and
I
don't know, like how, because when he says
we've been
he wasn't
giving him
even
this
aware
bail for a very long time. Haven't we though?
Talk to me,
Haven't we been giving this bail
We've been
of
giving Wayne some bail.
being oblivious and in this bubble for a long time?
We have.
Because that's what he stands on, like literally with everything, and he's been on it for the longest time.
He's on
ever
ESPN.
since the first Carters came out. Yeah, come on now.
I mean, you
When
didn't know Not Like Us was about Drake? What?
Yeah, he knew that.
What
Just
are
like
we doing?
He used to say he doesn't listen to any of the rappers, or he doesn't listen to anything but his own music. Remember, he used to say that a lot.
He used to say that.
So how would you know that Jay-Z was the best rapper alive if you never listened to anything, or these people didn't influence you, or how are you going to sign Drake if you've never listened to him? Because you don't listen to other rappers, you only listen to yourself. And I know I'm being facetious here by naming certain people, but this is just Lil Wayne's persona. He always likes to act like he's oblivious to everything. He said the same thing when they asked him, does Black Lives Matter?
Oh, I remember that interview.
He pretty much said, I'm a black man.
I've never seen racism before.
Yeah, I'm a young black man, rich black man in America. Dude, you think Black Lives Matter to me, you know what I'm saying? Or pretty much alluding to there isn't any racism because I'm black and I'm rich.
Well, did he actually?
And a white cop helped him one time.
Yeah.
So
but
there can't be racism.
That's literally what he said though, right there. I've never seen racism.
He was like, "Ma'am, I don't know what racism." I'm paraphrasing, but ma'am, I don't know what racism is.
No, I don't think he said he didn't. He didn't know what Black Lives Matter.
Oh, Black Lives Matter. Okay, yeah, okay.
No, I think there was there must have been
a part about racism.
There must have been another one because
I think that's the same conversation, but I think when they was asking him about Black Lives Matter, he didn't know what Black Lives Matter was.
Maybe it's just the premise of the conversation.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Well, yeah, this is Lil Wayne, man. He likes to, and I hate to say act like, because I don't know, but it just seems like you're just purposely being oblivious to everything that's going on around you in the world. So how are you able to talk about current events and stuff in your music? How are you able to reference these things if you don't know about any of these things?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
Lil Wayne has always been an empty vessel to me. Like in the sense of he's really clever with his similes.
Very.
And
he's a good rapper.
Yeah.
But there's no depth to Wayne. I mean, I've said this before. I don't want to say no depth, but generally speaking, in most of the music that I've heard from Lil Wayne, it's very surface level for the most part. It's clever rhymes here and there, but he's not talking about deep societal stuff. And he's a child star, so I mean, I don't really expect it from him.
He knows how to tap into that formula of making music very well.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say that his most, if we're talking about it, emotional or a song that kind of displays that type of situation, I think is when the floods happened in New Orleans, and he made that song George Bush that was sampling Georgia by Ludacris and Jamie Foxx.
Okay.
When he made that song in reference to that current event happening.
Right.
That was on par to top tier Lil Wayne, in my personal opinion. He has those flashes here, and like the How to Love song is, something that is not just surface level. I think to me it's more than just rapping.
Who wrote that? Did he write that?
I'm pretty sure
Pretty
he
sure he
did.
did.
Okay.
Yeah,
but even with the thing he's do, because I remember that record, because I was like, okay, I like this. Is maybe Wayne is evolving a little bit, when sometimes you can't. But once again, that happened to him.
Mm-hmm.
Like it happened to his hometown. He couldn't not say anything.
Yeah, but he could have not said anything, because that's kind of where he's sitting at now. It's like you were this version of Lil Wayne at that point in time, and now while current events are happening right up under your nose, although it's not in New Orleans, this is still something that's happening in your country that you know about, but you act like you don't know about.
Yeah.
Lone, you got me thinking. You have me thinking now about Wayne projects, structure, and I'm thinking about what do I take from them.
I mean, 80% of his records are just clever lines and stuff.
When you said that, I'm like, I'm going back in my mind through records, and I'm like, what did I get from that? A lot of good bars.
He's got a lot of good bars. It's like, I mean, I ain't gonna sit here in front. Lil Wayne is a top tier rapper. If you feature him on a song, he's going to do exactly what he's supposed to do.
I agree.
If at one point in time, if you got Lil Wayne on the hook, he was going to slaughter the hook.
Yeah.
He's going to aid and assist on your song, but his goal is to just rap very well. It's not.
He's a Rappity rapper.
Yeah. Like Eminem. Eminem has songs that have feeling to them. He has a lot of those, but he has a lot of songs that are just Rappity rap songs. He's just rapping very well, and that is what impresses people. It's not the content itself with a lot of these.
Yeah.
Look, Wayne is, to me, and this is where sometimes I'm disappointed in music, is he's a top tier club rapper, which there was a time where like you could not be outside and not hear the Wayne features.
He had a hell of a run.
And so, so this is where I think it's kind of hard to place Lil Wayne. So now he's not that top tier club rapper. And so when you hear his records, you're like, okay, who is this for? Like, I think I can't remember if it was the Carter 5. I think it was the one. It's the first time I listened to a Lil Wayne record and I was bored. And it's not that, like, even if I'm not the biggest Lil Wayne fan, there was something there because I'm like, okay, well, this is going to be the one I'm going to have to hear for the next 6 months at 1:15 when the club gets live, because that's what he does. So now he's in a place where he doesn't move the same way his classics do. You can still play Wayne's joints. You can still play, but then when you listen to those records, there's nothing there. There's really, it's just money. I have sex with lots of women, somewhat of a drug user, and I got a lot of money. And there's some people that's enough. But for what I listen to hip hop for, that is not, that's not what I listen to in my spare time. And I understand that, like, that may make me old, it may be washed or whatever, but I'm just telling you what it is. When I in my like I said, not being in the clubs as heavy as I was just 6 months ago, I'm able to actually listen to a lot more hip hop that I just enjoy.
Yeah, so
ain't nothing wrong with that.
As opposed to, like, now I'm not thinking, okay, how am I going to fit this in after midnight? How are we going to make sure that we keep them on the dance floor with this? Because now I just don't care the same way I used to.
You're slowly turning into your parents. Soon your playlist is going to be Spiral Gyro, Kenny G,
calm down,
Najee. Going to convert all the way over to that.
And I still listen to what some people would consider to be hard-headed, music, but it's by artists that I would listen to. I mean, like, it's not like West Side Gun is out here giving me these incredible jewels,
right?
But
I literally just listened to his album earlier today.
It's still talking about cooking crack in the air fryer and all that. But, it's just the aesthetic of it, maybe soundscape wise, is just something that's more appealing to me.
Yeah, I think this has always been my critique of Lil Wayne since the beginning. I've always felt like it just kind of lacked a little bit of depth. But there was never, the Wayne stands are really heavy in general. And so you can barely have this conversation at all without somebody just being like, yeah, but he's the best lyricist of all time. I'm like, he's a Rappity rapper, man. Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's fans of Wayne are people that don't like the typical Rappity rapper, like the I don't know who you could call.
Like you could never,
there's different levels to it.
yeah. I mean, I was gonna say you could never get a Lil Wayne fan to listen to Fonte, even though they got records together.
Yeah.
A record together. Let me calm down.
But to me, he's not a Fonte's not
It's
a
not
rapper.
a Rappity rap, you know, because I'm
thinking
take something from every Fonte release.
See, look, I get
Immortal Technique
It's-
or
that's far left field.
I'm just saying,
Compared,
the metaphysics of the circumference of the speaker bowl is next to the sun, and
See, that's a little too far left for me. So I can't mess with that.
But a lot of times that's the type of stuff that people will critique Rappity rappers for just rapping stuff that's kind of clever wordplay that doesn't really connect to anything.
As opposed to
Wayne does the same thing, just in his own type of way.
But he does, like,
different. There's different words and different phrases that more people identify with.
It's just a little more dumbed down a little bit.
The Lil Wayne situation, though, I actually understand why people rock with Lil Wayne so heavy. Because when you think about, like, say somebody got turned on Lil Wayne back when he was in the original Hot Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And you literally seen this guy grow.
Yep.
And I could tell out of that crew, just from how they were rapping. I mean, he's in a crew full of people that are saying cuss words. His mama told him he couldn't cuss until he was a certain age. Mm-hmm. So he formulated his rhymes in that pattern then. And you see how he evolved over time. And it's actually a pretty dope rise to stardom. If you actually look at it.
I actually agree with everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
But I also don't think it takes away from what I'm saying at all.
No, it doesn't. But I'm saying I understand why people really rock with Wayne.
For sure.
And then you see
I get it.
a lot of people that were listening to Wayne were little. So it's like they're younger than he was and they grew up with Wayne and seeing him evolve. Yeah. So it's like this dude is getting better and better.
Yeah.
I'm 14, 15 years old. Lil Wayne is my dude.
Yep.
And now I'm 25, 30.
I get it.
I'm still rocking with Wayne because Wayne was my guy when I was a kid.
Yeah. And let's also not shy away from the fact that Wayne has been dropping a lot of really dope features in the last 5-6 years.
Yeah, Wayne ain't no
murdered all of them.
Let's not get that twisted.
Yeah.
I'm speaking on a very nuanced, specific part of Lil Wayne right here.
I have gone on record here because we have been hard on Cash Money, Young Money tonight. But I've been on record as like at one point I felt like Wayne was, I don't know, that fog that he had over his head that made me not enjoy his music was gone. Like the stuff he had done, the joint he did with Corday last year.
Tough.
I thought that was fire.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it.
I love that record.
Tough.
I love Lil Wayne's verse on it.
Outside of the autotune.
Yeah.
They did that.
Some of his stuff as of late has been fantastic, but like I'm like, man, I'll just be honest. Every time I've seen you, or there's been video that's popped up of you as a performer, there was no way they were going to ask you to do the Super Bowl. I don't know how much you could have cleaned that up to make it something palatable. Like there is so much on Kendrick just being a top tier performer, playing in front of people who may not even be able to understand what he's saying because there's a language barrier.